Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to my very first battle ever in the stock Type 1934A 1944, battle rating 4.0 German destroyer, and this is a ship that is the late war modification of the already existing Type 1934A from 1940 that sits at 0.3 higher battle rating, at a 0.3 battle rating higher than this one. Now, it is completely stock, with the exception obviously of the tool set and the fire protection system that I bought for Golden Eagles. I'm sorry, but I think that it will show in this battle why this is worth it. I also activated a 300% RP booster, and still I want to get the most out of it, and I go full risk in because I have no backup for this, which you could either get via the war bonds by activating some universal backups, or by just simply buying them for Golden Eagle, which I do not really recommend, but hey, that's just me. Now, the Type 1934A 1944 German late war modification. What's the difference, and why is it a 0.3 battle rating lower? Well, that has to do with the fact that it has one 12.7 centimeter SKC 34 less, and also therefore less ammunition, but therefore it gets a lot, and I mean a lot, more anti-aircraft firepower in the shape of up to 7 twin 37mm Flak Lafette LM42. Those are the good ones, with 28,000 rounds, and also 2 single 20mm and 1 single Flak Vierling 20mm, which is also nice. On top of this, we have 8 G7E torpedoes in the mod T5A variant. So there is a lot, and I mean a lot of Daka on this ship than on the early war modification. That again sits at 0.3 battle rating higher. That makes a lot of difference, both in the effectiveness and also what you meet in battle, I assume, because lower battle rating means you see much more PT boats and you see less cruisers, which is always a nice thing. And on this match, this very first match, I was very lucky, and I actually faced only 4.7 destroyers in the shape of the Akizuki here, and we will see what we can do on them. Quick bypass here through a gap where I can shoot above, and his follow-up shots just punch harmlessly the island. Poor island, what has it ever done to you? Okay, bad jokes aside, I think that this ship is so much better suited for the matter of War Thunder, especially if you have to deal with patrol boats and aircraft, as we will see in this battle. And also, I think, aside from the two modifications that I've spoke of earlier, such as the toolset and fire protection system, the ship has actually, in my opinion, a very good stock grind. Because you don't need armor piercing, because you simply don't have it. The base use high explosive has less TNT filler, 1.4 to 2 kilograms on the stock shell, which I prefer because base use doesn't really work for me in most situations. There are some special circumstances if somebody goes bow in and you need to disable some modifications rather than killing the crew, but that rarely happens. Now, this destroyer here made a brilliant move. He turned away. That screwed up my aiming, and the Akizuki is shooting me, and the Akizuki, obviously, for me as a stock destroyer, is highly dangerous because I don't have the shrapnel protection yet. German destroyers in the first place are notoriously fragile to begin with. Add to this the lack of shrapnel protection, and you can see why the Akizuki is very dangerous. And so we finish him off by focus firing him. And now I'm flooding one of my torpedo tubes that's actually already empty. I got damage, that doesn't really matter, and you can see the firework from the 37s. That's quite intimidating, and it is also very effective in just suppressing enemy fire. If your main guns are knocked out, which also can happen very lightly, then you can go back to them because they have a healthy amount of armor piercing in them, and it is almost American standard of anti-aircraft firepower when it comes to the not main gun firepower. Obviously, those main guns, they could be used in dual purpose, but slow turret rotation speed and kind of the lack of elevation, as well as the lack of proximity fuse shells, are contradicting this role. In theory, yes, it could be done, but in practice, no. Very important is I try to slow down here, and that also takes the time because I have a damaged engine, and I'm also capping, which increases, in theory, my repair speed. I can shoot over the island, and I can just harass here the Japanese destroyer. The first salvo actually already knocked out the gun turrets, and sadly I only got a kill assist, but I also captured the capture point, which is also very nice and giving my team now with the middle cap that we have an advantage in the points. So the enemy tickets are bleeding down, which is very nice, and so I now try to continue. Now my plan is to go in the vicinity of C because I'm not really fit for fighting destroyers anymore. I have taken severe damage, although I have killed some of the best enemy destroyers already. Again, stock HE shell is the best HE shell that there is for the German cruisers. Don't use the flak shell, don't use the base use HE shell in my opinion. They just are lowering your effectiveness. And so here we go, and I'm shooting up here some, what is this? It's the type 1939, I guess. Yeah. He has actually no idea where he gets shot from. My aim is good. I'm landing the volleys here, and I do damage. But it's not really a real smack. I'm missing that one gun. But I think that the trade-off for having lower battle rating, for having also the much increased anti-aircraft capabilities is really worth it. This is a much more enjoyable ship, and I can tell you that already from one battle. You could say, Napalm, it's only one battle, and I'm making the commentary right after I finish the battle, and you're right. But it just overlaps with the experience that I had in so many other 4.0 ships already. And so I think not much has changed there. Overall, the compression with destroyers already is insane, and not to talk here about cruisers is probably healthier for the video, as it would end up in a massive rant. I had no idea about the orientation of the enemy ship, I had no idea how to aim, but now with 2 salvos through the trees I made that clear. There you can see the nice firework from the 37s, they're lighting up an enemy ship, and I tried to destroy him. Or I tried to destroy him right there. Don't worry guys, the reviews about the new ships are coming in, or the new cruisers shall I say, are coming in for sure. But I wanted to use this for a break to use up the boosters that I have, because you know, naval forces, the grind is hard, the stock grind is also hard, and I try to get all the progress in there as fast as possible. And, you know, with tanks and planes, I almost can give it up because there is so much new content in such quick order. Although this is not really nothing spectacularly new, because at this point in time of the year, Gaijin is always bringing out those patches in quick succession to just, you know, come with follow-up patches before Christmas and such. So the patch still is rushed for me, but it's rushed as usual, shall I say. Nevertheless, let's control here again the battlefield from the middle, and I try to avoid, as I said, the destroyer fight, and I have no backup. But whenever there is a ship that I can take under effective fire, I'll do so. Again, notice my aim, because I look here at the top right corner where the unsaturated sections of a ship are. I concentrated the fire on the stern, and so I could take him down. Another Akisuki, probably a backup, is there, so again, that has priority target, and I'm in a not so great spot here because I ram here in just a moment the island. I have not that much crew left, and once the Akisuki finds the range, well, he has double the guns, and he also has quick rate of fire. And again, I don't have those modules that reduce the incoming damage. Again, I highly recommend the shrapnel protection. It doesn't help you versus cruisers, unsurprisingly, but versus a destroyer fight, it can absorb you 1 or 2 shells more on the overall hit points, if you will, of your ship than without it. And that sometimes makes the difference if it gets destroyed reaching a cap or not. If you get destroyed before reaching a cap, shall I say. So again, I go here forth and back, and I obviously want to focus on enemy ships that are a serious threat to me before they come in. Another aircraft got shot down by the hailstorm that those 37s are throwing into the air. Again, the gunners got toggled at prioritizing aircraft, which is also something that you have to play around with, toggling your gunners. That's one of those secrets. So what is capturing C? There it is. And I couldn't find the range. I should lead more. That salvo was completely wasted. The back turrets got absorbed by some stuff in the way. And that shell just simply disappeared. Do we have now ghost shells as well in naval forces? Oh, Jesus Christ. No, 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 no. And he actually managed to get away in his G5 from being under fire by a German destroyer. Finally, we got him for our 9th times professional, 9th kill. But he got the point. Now our tickets are bleeding. I want to finish this battle, but I try to get every kill possible. And again, there are too many obstructions in the way to let the shells go through. Now, there are 2 ships behind those hangars of a small airfield. And I try to get in the shots. But again, I'm relatively low on ammunition, so despite having 1 gun less, you also have less overall ammunition and still have a high rate of fire. That's one of those drawbacks of those German destroyers, on top of all the other drawbacks like high fragility, no armor, slow turret rotation speed, and also lower rate of fire compared to the American destroyers. So a whole lot of disadvantages, and also no armor piercing, because that was also taken away. That ship is very well positioned behind a rock, so I'm wasting again ammunition, and I have to focus on the enemy that is right there. He's taken me under fire, and as you can see, I have not much crew left. I think it's 6%. That's not a lot. And then the 37s are open up on a target that is behind me, and I now need to switch fire. Come on, come on, come on. Can we take him down? Where have the shells gone from the back turrets? There they are. Okay, 11%. And we got another kill assist. Okay, I prefer that for getting the kill and getting killed in return, which is always a possibility. Random shell lands nearby. And I think that I'm dead here, but yeah, as it happened, that was not the case. Again, gunners are toggling now, are now toggled for shooting at everything that moves. And now watch this. That is actually a K2, and he's already down to half crew. That was a bad lead. I'm focusing immediately on the rear of the ship, and the 37s are also brushing their color into the enemy ship. 8%, come on. Rear of the ship, 1%. And we get it. It was actually the 37s. Bless them. Down to 3%. Now I'm overtaking here some of the machine guns, the 20mm, but they don't really work. I wanted to switch to the 37s, but hit the wrong button. The ship got killed. What's coming next? What's coming next? I rammed the island like an absolute nutser that I am. P-47's coming in. Can we kill him? 37s are saturating the sky with big success, and the Soviet premium P-47 goes down. Those 37s are really nice. So I think that in contrast to the early war modification that again has a 0.3 higher battle rating, this ship is just overall a better experience. And I think that in contrast to some other destroyers at this battle rating, it can stand up to them. If you now think that this is overpowered versus the patrol boats, you're completely right. And so are most other 4.0 destroyers or 4.0 ships that there are. Again, this destroyer is power creep. This destroyer is adding to the compression that we have in naval forces. But for stock grinding it, well, Gaijin does this very often. New stuff is at a too low battle rating, and then later on it gets increased in battle rating or it gets nerfed. So stock grinding this stuff while you're at it, well, better now than later, right? So you have to play less battles in it. And also I want to profit from stock grinding this while researching then the Type 1936B. I have to see how this works at 4.3. I don't see any sort of significant advantage with it, but as you know, I want to unlock all the ships, all the planes, tanks, etc. that there is in War Thunder. And now I have the suspicious feeling that there is a ship behind me. Yes, there he is, and he's already shooting me. Shells are coming in, and they knock out one of my engines, but they hit an already saturated compartment. But with the next shot, he found with his tribal one of those sections that hasn't been destroyed. Now you could see that nearly a third of my ship was completely undamaged, but I still went down. That's the fragility of the German destroyers that I'm talking about. Now I'm switching to the premium Type 1939, the T-31, which I already made a video about. It's really nice. Let's see what we can do with this 3.7 battle rating destroyer, which is more like a torpedo boat, but here in War Thunder it seems to have a different designation. But I really like the 105s, although you have only 4 of them. But let's hope that in conjunction with the damage that I already inflicted on this tribal, that I can, well, defend here the capture point. He's about to get in, 46%. Let's aim for the bow. No, that was not good aim. Actually, the shells hit a bit more to the rear. Can we destroy him before he reaches the cap? The match is about to end. Again, good damage. But he gets into the capture point. Damn it. Now I actually switch to the bow and... yep, there it is. But sadly a bit too late. But at least he couldn't cap it and we were still alive and undamaged. So let's look for another target, and we can see that there is another gray box appearing. And that is now our 12th overall kill. Can I find the range? I can lob those shells now over the ridgeline, if you will, over the island. And it finds its way into an enemy ship. But now I have to abort here the attack because I was about to run into the island again. So that's a little bit of a problem with the map design. Now I need to turn around while the 2 front guns can rotate very easily. The back turrets, they take a while, so you have to turn them before you actually need them because they take so goddamn long. 9 ships and 3 planes and some assists later, and we won this match. Now, let's have a look at the rewards. Again, a 300% RP booster has been activated, and there we can see this is now 58,000 silver lines, with also the Terror of the Sea award, and 17,700 modification research points, and 19,276 vehicle research points, and that is quite a good battle here, if I say so myself. Now let's have a brief look at the leaderboard, and let's just see what I did. Yeah, 16,000 ship damage, 3,846 score points, first in place where I usually belong, in my opinion, alongside 1 capture point. Again, sadly I died here because that would have been a survivor guaranteed. And there you can see what kind of progress we can make. The anti-air armament targeting, the auxiliary armament targeting, and also the primary armament targeting are very important so that you can rotate those turrets around as quickly as possible. And again, I focus here on the maneuverability and a little bit the speed. But at the end of the day, what can I unlock with them? Yeah, the high explosive shells for the 37s, that's always nice. And then initiate the research on the ammo wetting. So yeah, that has been the first battle in the Type 1934A from 1944, late war modification at a lower battle rating because 1 gun was removed. That's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this battle. Give it a like if it did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.